tutachukua deni, watoto wetu na watoto wenu watalipa kwa pamoja hiyo deni. Tutapata ukarabati, tutapata namna. Hiyo ndio inaitwa the politics of the economy ama political economy. Hii uchumi haiendi tu, inaenda kwa siasa.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you very much for your greatest support. I've been asking myself this question, that when will the president realize, or when will the president understand that it's not all about the leaders, but it's about the people. There is a very big difference between leaders and because even these leaders also depend on what the people say. So if you only depend on the leaders and you don't consider what the people say or what people say, you are missing the point. So today it was Muranga's turn to go to Statehouse, whereby over 6,000 grassroots leaders, according to the statement, according to the information, is that 6,000 grassroots leaders from Muranga County are being hosted or were being hosted at Statehouse. So it means that hiyo karibu 60 million Kenya shillings imeenda hivyo siku moja tu. Because remember watu wanapewa 10,000 every each. So you can imagine within a span of a single day, in fact not even the whole day, but some hours, over 60 million already imeenda. But then I've been trying to look at this thing this way. I've been trying to compare William Samoei Ruto's strategy of why is making it easy for people to go to Statehouse, you know, why is he using such kind of strategy? Anakubali tu watu waende Statehouse, you know, and I've told you that it's not about what people say, it's not about what leaders say, because hawa ni watu see only 6,000. And remember, Mount Kenya has got, or Central has got over 7 million. So what about those other 6.4? What about those others? What about those other people? What are they saying? These are just 6,000. So what about those other people? What are they saying? It's not even 600,000, just 6,000. You know, coming kwa around 4 million, 5 million ingi kwa kitu ingine. Lakini hawa ni 6,000 tu. So what about hiyo population ingine? Hawa watu wengine wenye mibaki, what about them? Are you considering them while doing all these things? You are not considering them. Because wewe kwako, you want to do things knowing very well, maybe you're imagining that when I bring these leaders together, it is very easy for them to go and mobilize. Remember, these leaders wamekuja wamepata 10,000. Wakienda kumobilize wale, there is nothing they're going to give those people. Yet they've already benefited from you. So ni kama wanakudanganya tu hapa kwamba watakusaidia, lakini wakienda huko, the language that those other guys are speaking is completely different from what you expect. Now, I was trying to do some quick comparison here as to why the president is using this issue of the grassroots politics, comparing it with the other president. from his immediate predecessors, somebody like Mwai Kibaki, Moi, Uhuru Kenyatta, and then right now it's him. And when I started with Moi. I looked at the style of the grassroots politics, and then I went to Statehouse access. Also, I looked at the main strength of this and the main weakness. And starting with the Moi also used this grassroots politics, but then style. But then now his was the issue of the patronage and control via chiefs, the DEO, the DCs, and the chiefs and the church. Remember, Moi was using that. Moi was also on the issue of the grassroots. But now, according to him, he was connecting with the chiefs, with the DEOs. You see, because by then we didn't have the MCAs, so he was using he was also using the church. But then, while you've opened this, while you decide now to use the grassroots effect politics. Now the Statehouse is accessing Statehouse is normally very easy, and Statehouse is open for grassroots groups. That is the strategy that Moi was using. He was using the grassroots politics, whereby after using the grassroots politics. Now the Statehouse was open for these people to come and share, their ideas. And then its main strength is that there is a deep loyalty. There was a deep loyalty from bottom up. I would say the same thing. William Ruto is using the bottom up. More used the bottom up. So its main strength is that there is that direct connection between the president and the MCAs, those grassroots leaders. But then there is a very big weakness and effect. The main weakness and the main effect is that there is all of this thing to work very well. There must be handouts. It depends on the handouts, and you have to give it to its fullest. You have to accept that you have to spend. That is it. Now the second person was Kibaki. Kibaki used technocratic or the elite, whereby it depended on Raila Odinga and the people. It didn't depend on very many people. It just depended on the individuals. Now, how was accessing Statehouse on Kibaki's era was? Now, it was mostly the elites and the technocrats, whereby only the chosen people, only people that he was in his circle, are the ones that were supposed to access Statehouse. Now, its main strength was that there was a high rate of policy delivery and economy. And then its weakness is that it weakens the grassroots presence. Like, are you seeing? Whenever there is easy access to Statehouse and there is that connection with the grassroots leaders, you find out that there's a high connection with the grassroots politics. But now, when there is a limit from the grassroots, like Statehouse access, there is that weakness in the Statehouse. You see the connection, like that connection. And now let us go to Uhuru Kenyatta. Uhuru Kenyatta used the elite alliance and dynasty focus. Remember, we had got the dynasty or the hustlers, that scenario. People like Raila Odinga, Kalonzo Musyoka, all those guys, you know them. And then the Statehouse was mainly the governors and MPs. Now, why was Uhuru Kenyatta using this? Now, the reason why Uhuru Kenyatta was using the elite center dynasty-based politics was because he really wanted to rely he relied alliance with big names like remember Ruto in 2013, 2017, then Raila in 2018, and then he prioritized mega project like the SGR, roads, power plants, and then the Statehouse access was mostly for the governors, members of parliament, senators, and diplomats. Ordinary grassroots leaders rarely got direct entry. Why? Because he believed that I can access the grassroots through the members of parliament, because they're the people who understands what's going on the ground. So for us to do any project in the grassroots, let us deal with the members of parliament, the senators, and the governors. Its strength was that it appeared as a global statesmanship and also secured international projects. You know, once you allow everybody, like I think this is the thing. Once you allow everybody to access Statehouse, it weakens the relationship between you and the outside, like the people outside the country. Like, how do we put it? I'm trying to look for a better way to put it. I'm trying to look at a better way to put it. If at all I get, I'll say it at the end. Investors. Sorry, the investor. It gives there's how the investors view you. You see, I think that is what it meant. But now it lost touch with the grassroots in 2022 elections, whereby Jubilee was very weak to mobilize anything on the ground. And now let us now look at now the William Samoei on Ruto depended on hashtag popularism bottom up, the same way with Moi. And when you try to look at him now, his access is really trying to measure into the issue of MCAs. You know, he's associating with the MCAs, the border reps, the church pastors, women groups, and all that. That is why you're seeing him giving access to people waingie Statehouse. Now, he's using Statehouse visit as a political bonding session. He's trying to bond with these guys, wakienda Statehouse. But then accessing Statehouse, according to him, accessing Statehouse is more open to ordinary leaders than his predecessors. Unaona, that is the difference. Amekubali kwamba Statehouse can be accessed by anybody. The grassroots delegates are like it's a routine. The grassroots delegates, like every week, you find that every week an organized meetings, Statehouse, grassroots leaders. Like leo ni siku ya Murang'a, we don't know kesho itakuwa siku ya wapi. You know, that is how it is. I think this thing normally happens every Friday. Yeah? Like every Friday, what lazima waende Statehouse or visit Statehouse. But then what is its strength? Its strength is that is trying to there is a strong personal loyalty at the village level affecting effective voters mobilization. But I don't think if that one will work this time round. Then there is a risk. The same risk that it was there during the time of Moi, the same thing that was there, that is there right now. That there is a risk of over-promising and raising expectations which he can't fully meet. Now, when you try to compare these presidents, the strategy that Moi used is the same strategy that William Ruto is using. He's trying to get access to the grassroots, bringing them to Statehouse, telling them that kuingia Statehouse ni bure. You know, hakuna mtu ambaye atakuzuia kuingia Statehouse. You cannot be prevented by anybody. Just access Statehouse. But then he's failing to understand that the more these guys access Statehouse, the more he's losing his track record. Like the more, because watu watarudi kumchafulia jina. Imagine watu wamekuja Statehouse, you promise them 10,000 and then they end up getting less or maybe wengine our party. What message are they going to send down? Kwamba Statehouse tumeenda, tumedanganywa, such kind of things. You see, the second thing that I also like to talk about is the issue of the SG of UDA party, Moha. There is a statement that has been made by Moha, that was made by Mohammed yesterday about shareholding, which is not really political economy. Imagine he's telling us that they are borrowing. You know, there's a statement that was made by Ndini Nyoro that Kenya keeps on borrowing. And then Moi is coming to say that we will keep on borrowing. Sisi tutakopa. We will borrow, and then after we have borrowed, it is your children and our children that will pay.
Wale wa upinzani nilimewaambia tafadhali jipangeni. Kasongo, sijui Ruto must go, or sijui one term haitoshi. You need to have a plan. Ama? Lakini mkikaa hamuna agenda, hamuna mpango, hamuna sera, hata akili inaonekana hamuna. Sasa Kwa sababu kama wangekuwa na akili, si wangekuwa wamepanga kitu. Watuambie huyu Ruto amefanya affordable housing, imefika hapa, what can they do? Watu wanataka kuabolish. Sasa hiyo ni akili gani? Anyway,
tumeleta pesa, barabara zimeendelea kujengwa. Alafu nasikia kijana mmoja anaitwa Nyoro, Ndindi, anaitwa hivyo, Nyoro, ati deni mingi. Wacha nikwambie bwana, kuna watu walichukua deni wakajenga upande mmoja wa Kenya, na sisi tutachukua deni tujenge upande mwingine wa Kenya. Haiwezekani siku ile tumefikiwa ati wewe ndio umekuwa unajua sana, kwa vile tulikutoa kama mwenyekiti wa kamati, ati sijui tuna securitize hichi, sijui tuna sana hivi. Nakwambia Ndindi, sisi tukiwa katika hii serikali tuko hapa kuhakikisha kuna maendeleo ndani ya maeneo yetu. Siku ile barabara imefika Northern Kenya, siku ile barabara inafika Kisii, siku ile barabara inafika Busia, siku ile barabara inafika North Ho, siku ile barabara inafika Turukana, ndio nasema Kenya iko na deni. Tutachukua deni, watoto wetu na watoto wenu watalipa kwa pamoja hiyo deni.
So I was asking myself that why is it always that power blinds people's eyes to diminish them when they rise? Like ukishapata umaarufu, kuna jinsi ambavyo unafunikwa uso so that you don't see anything. Yani nothing is big. According to you, everything is just normal. Unaona, kwako kila kitu iko tu sawa. You are not seeing there is no problem. You are seeing nothing. Like everything is just okay. According to you, kila kitu kiko sawa. Hauoni shida yoyote, hamna shida yoyote. Without considering what are people saying. What is it that is going on? Like right now, they keep on borrowing, and then they keep on borrowing the money they borrow. They do things, and then the e-citizen, they steal e-citizen, they do these projects, wanaita watu Statehouse. That is how they are spending this money. Mara sijui wanafanya sijui nini. Things that ukiketi chini ukijaribu kuangalia, ukijaribu kuanalyze, you ask yourself, what is going on? What is really the problem? But then when will we come to understand, when will these leaders come to understand that what we've been doing or what we are doing as a nation or as leaders is not what is expected? Because I believe and I know very well that if things goes on like this, then it is very easy that tutaelekea ile njia ya Nepal. If you see the same thing that these leaders are doing to us, is the same thing that Nepal leaders were doing. Living a lavish life. Skyrocketing, coming out, wanna troll with the new cars. Imagine mtu kama Manga amenulia kijana wake gari mpya, such kind of things. And people think that this one is just a normal thing, this one is just normal. By the end of the day, unakuja unapata kwamba things are not the same. Because what we expect is not what we expected when you are asking for votes is not what we are getting in return. So for us to align, or for us to show you that what we're doing is not what we expected, we have to align you. Lazima tuweke kwa ile njia ambayo inastahili, njia ambayo inafaa. You see, after all guys, that is just my thought, and that is all I have for now. Let me know what you think in the comment section, but don't forget to drop me a comment, tell me what you think and where you are watching this video from. Until we meet again, I have been your host, Bonfesa.
Kenya does not need to play in the third league. Vile amemwambia nyinyi, 1960 kulikuwa na nchi tatu ambazo zilikuwa katika the same state of economic development: Ghana, Kenya na South Korea. In terms of demography, population, in terms of per capita income, in terms of literacy levels, in the major economic indicators, those three countries were at par. 1960. Today, those are now 65 years. 65 years. Korea has moved from the third world economy to a first world economy. Per capita income in Korea is over nearly 40 times higher than these other countries. So you ask yourself, what is it that the Koreans got right, that the Kenyans got wrong? If you answer that question, then you're on the way to solving the Kenyan problem. And it is doable. It's doable. General Park Chung-hee is the one who actually is the father of the modern Korea. And he came, and most of these measures were taken with resistance. But he overcome the resistance, and they managed to improve the conditions of